We move on to question number 2, which says write down the decimal expansions of those rational numbers in question 1 above which have terminating decimal expansions. In the question number 1, we solved 10 questions, and out of that 6 were having terminating decimal expansions. Now we have to write down the decimal expansions for those numbers. The first question was 13 divided by 3125. Now we have to write down decimal expansions for this number. For that, you have to factorize the number 13 divided by 3125. We factorized and we found it was 5 to the power 5. The next step is you have to find out what is missing in the denominator. To make this denominator a number with 1 followed by zeros. In this case, you have 5 with some power, and you have to see that you multiply 2 also with the same power to the denominator as well as in the numerator. 2 to the power 5, and in the denominator also 2 to the power 5. By doing this, you see that you don't alter the given number. The next step is 13 divided by 2 to the power 5. In the denominator, you have 5 to the power 5 and 2 to the power 5. So what you have to do, you take 5 and 2 and then put the power on the top. Now you can write down 13 into 2 to the power 5 divided by 5 into 2 gives you 10 and to the power 5. When you multiply 13 into 2 to the power 5 gives you 32 upon 1 followed by 5 zeros. Okay, the next step is multiplication of 13 and 32, which gives you 416 divided by 1 followed by 5 zeros. Now this can be written as, now count number of zeros in the denominator and accordingly place the decimal in the top, that is numerator. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 zeros. Hence, we have to count from right 1, 2, 3, and then 4th and 5th places you should put zeros and then put the decimal like this. 1, 2, and then the number. This is the answer. Now the second question. In the question number 1, we had solved 10. Out of that, 17 by 8 also was terminating. 17 by 8. This was terminating. Now this can be written as 17 divided by 2 cube. As I said, in the denominator, you need to have the pair of 5 and 2 with the same power. Here what we don't have is 5 cube. So let us multiply 5 cube both on the top and bottom. Now we can write down 17 into 5 cube. In the bottom, we can write down 2 cube into 5 cube. Now next step is 17 into 5 cube gives you 125. Here, in the denominator, you can club both 2 cube and 5 cube by this way, 2 into 5, and then put the power on the top. Next step is 17 and 125 gives you 2125. 2125 upon 10 cube. Now this can be written this way. 2125 divided by 1000. Count number of zeros. We have 3 zeros here, and now count 3 places from the right, 1, 2 and 3, and then put the decimal. Thus you get 2.125 as our answer. This is our answer. Right? Now we go to the question number 3. The other number which was terminating in the above question was 15 by 1600. When we factorized 1600, we got 2 to the power 6 and 5 square. 15 divided by 2 to the power 6 and 5 square. Now we have 2 and 5, alright, but what we don't have, the common power or exponent to them. We have 6 to 2 and power 2 for 5. Now what we have to do, we have to equal the exponents, that is powers. Now the maximum power what we have here is 6. Thus we need to add 4 to the power of 5. That we can do by multiplication. We have to multiply 5 to the power 4 on the top as well as the denominator. This will be the way to solve this. The next step is 15 into 5 to the power 4 upon 2 to the power 6 into 5 square into 5 to the power 4. The next step is 15 and 5 to the power 4 will give you 9375. 9375. And in the denominator you have 2 and 5 and 5. Let us club them together like this. 2 to the power 6 into 5 you can put together and the powers are added. 2 plus 4 gives you 6. Now you can see 2 to the power 6 and 5 to the power 6. Thus we have come to one conclusion that we can give the decimal expansion to this rational number. Now let me write down here 9375 divided by, let us put 2 and 5 together, and for this you get the power 6. That would mean 9375 divided by 1 followed by 6 zeros. Now as I said, we have to count number of zeros and then accordingly place the decimal on the top. We have 6 zeros here. So on the top we have 1, 2, 3, 4. The balance 2 places you have to fill zeros. This is our answer. Now we are completed 3 questions. We are going to solve the next question in the next page. The next question was 23 divided by 2 cube and 5 square. Here we have 2 and 5 in the denominator, but with the different power. The higher power is 3, that is for 2, and you are running short of 1 for the digit 5. So you have to multiply 5 to the power 1 in the numerator as well in the denominator. Now this gives you 23 divided by 2 cube into 5 square into 5 to the power 1. Again multiply 23 and 5, you get 115 divided by, let us put all this in the simplified way, 2 into 5, 2 cube into, when you put 5 together, the powers get added. 2 plus 1 gives you 3. In the last step we have 115 divided by 2 and 5 can be put together and then put the power 3 on the top. Thus the next step would be 115 divided by 5 into 2 gives you 10 and cube is 1000. 1000 in the denominator. Now we have 3 zeros in the denominator, so put the decimal after 3 counts from the right. 0.115 is our answer. Right? Now we have 2 more questions in this to complete question number 2. The 5th one. The other terminating decimal expansion was 6 by 5. 6 by 15. This was one more terminating decimal expansion. Now we can simplify this by factorizing 2 into 3 gives you 6, and in the denominator you have 5 into 3, and 3 goes, you have only 2 and 5. The next step is to bring in 2 to the denominator with the power 1, because here we have 1 power for the 5. So you have to multiply 2 to the power 1 in the numerator as well in the denominator. We have 5 with the power 1 here, therefore you are multiplying 2 with the power 1. Then you get 2 into 2 is 4 and 5 into 2 is 10. That would be equal to 0.4. You have 1 0, therefore after one count you put the decimal. This becomes your answer. The last question, which is sixth question. And sixth question was 35 by 50. Now let us factorize. This can be written as 7 into 5 divided by 5 into 5 into 2. Now 1 5 goes with the other, so you are left with 7 divided by 5 into 2. Both have 1 as a power, therefore you can continue next step. 7 divided by 5 into 2 gives you 10. This will be equal to 0.7. We have 1 in the bottom, 1 0 in the bottom, therefore take the 1 count from the right. Put the decimal before 7. This is your answer. We have completed question number